As per the famous band Passengers, you only hit the roads when you're missing the home. But when you have a companion like the S60, which reminds you to have a coffee after you've been driving for a long time, you forget about the journey and enjoy the company. There's much more to talk about it, but before we do that, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. The third generation of S60 is an easily recognizable car. I personally relish the elegant aesthetic swagger of the S60. The grille looks more cooler. The LED headlights, which is the Thor Hammer LED headlights, which is now common across Volvo models, neatly tucked in, has its own place, looks very, very beautiful. The chrome out here, again, it's very, very opulent. The rear, I think, is more exciting in terms of design language. Here, the C-shaped tail lights are more prominent. The Volvo badging, again, is right on your face. S60 badging, T4, they're dual exhaust. There's a chrome strip here. Very, very minimalistic design. Very, very minimalistic frills. Speaks volume about its Swedish heritage. So I'll not speak much about it. From the rear, somehow it looks very powerful. It looks very distinct. The boot space is very average, just like all its peers. So let's leave it there. Now let's get seated. There are three drawbacks in the rear seat which I found. First, the doors don't fling as wide as you would like it. It's not rimless, which is now Stand 2 series. The sunroof, you really don't get the sunroof to enjoy from the rear seat because it's right up there. It would have been till here, would have made some difference. Apart from that, it gets the job done. It has maximum amount of leg room. You can really stretch. This is what you need. There are 4 AC vents, one right here, one right there. So for a rear seat passenger, if you're being sofa driven, you got all your luxury right there. So you're sitting in the lap of Swedish luxury. The leather, the feel looks very premium. So there's no complaints about anything. But I would say that the transmission tunnel ensures that this place is meant for your junior, not your buddy. But the two people sitting in the rear will have a great relaxed time. So from the rear seat, it gets the job done. But the more fun is in the driver's seats. So let's get back to the driving position. Let's just say that Volvo S60 is going to make life difficult for Audi A4, BMW 3 Series, maybe 2 Series, Mercedes C-class. Let's just say that you won't miss not buying an SUV sitting in the lap of this Swedish luxury sedan, because I've been driving it all over the place, and in fact right now what you see, I'm driving literally off-roading, and you don't miss because of the ground clearance, because of the way it's built. It really glows over everything. You feel you're very confident behind its wheels, so you don't never feel that you're driving a low-hung sedan and you've got to be careful. You can literally just go all out and drive it to all its glory. So that way, great job, Volvo. No matter how weird is your driving position, they have plenty of options to adjust your seat. So they have given you loads of opportunity. The leather and the seats is very, very, it kind of gets your back completely right there. It has an under thigh support, so you can of course adjust that right from the instrument cluster. It also has a lower part of the body seat can also be adjusted, which is not there in many cars of this segment. There's no flat bottom steering, so that's something is missing in this. The driving is smooth. What would you expect from Volvo? And the T4 inscription petrol, which is up for sale in India, does 0 to 100 knot in a shade little over 6 seconds, which is phenomenal for this size and proportions. It uses 187 bhp of power, which is again 300 Nm of torque, which is mated to 8-speed automatic gearbox. Now all this is phenomenal, and it drives really well. There's no complaints about it. So there are 3 modes of driving: eco, comfort and performance. And guess which mode I'm driving? Performance, of course, has to be. You really can't pick anything about it. On turns it doesn't understeer, on outer turns it doesn't oversteer. The steering gives you that sense that you are in control of the car. The pickup is decently good for its size. The ride quality is very good. The only thing I'm not very happy about is the steering wheel, perhaps, if I have to really nitpick, because though this feels metal, but it's very, very plasticky. They could have done away with that, because at the end of the day, you're driving a very, very luxury car, and X60 is right there. So bottomed out steering is not there, that's all right, but in terms of finish, it could have been better. So should you buy the Volvo S60? Well, if you're in the market for a luxury sedan, this definitely needs to be in your consideration set. It has all the bells and whistles going for it. You can drive it with utmost pleasure. It's a good performance car. It's a good performance luxury sedan car. You can also be driven around, feel good, because the legroom is most ample in its counterpart. So in that space, it actually scores over its competitors. What is not going for Volvo is that the badge value is not as snobbish as a German badge. The Audi, BMWs and the Mercedes speaks more braggish about you. Well, that could be an advantage. That could also be something that you don't like because it's more understated. So you take your pick, whatever you want. I have more to drive. Would love to know your thoughts on the comments below. Until the next one, take care.